It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's Western Conference against the Eastern Conference here in Los Angeles, where the Clippers will try to protect home court. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
You know, one of the things I think we forget about with Chris Paul is just how clutch he is as a player. I mean, hitting the go-ahead shot in Game 7 against the Spurs last postseason was a big reminder to everyone that this guy is clutch.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
They get a hand on it. And stolen by Jordan.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
Here's Johnson, and he gets it to go.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Mulligan, Dragic. Here's the teardrop. And Paul lays it in. Paul's got his first bucket in this one. Mulligan, Dragic. He kicks to Dang. Wade outside. Back to Dang. 5 on the clock. Johnson can't get it to go.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And Paul gets it to go in.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Here's Dang. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated in stride.
Paul goes in. Griffin. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Now the dish to Redick. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Griffin's shot is off. Here's Wade. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure strength.
Oh, we can feel that one all the way over here.
And you could see it, that first step was so decisive, aggressive move to attack the rim.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round 1 in a 7-game emotional series. Have to go up against the Rockets in round 2.
Winslow's checked in for Joe Johnson. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot. Oh, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's with them.
Hey, guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
Here's Pierce. And it's Miami with the rebound.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history. And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded. Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Amari Stoudemire. He's checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Lou Aldang. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade. And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season. Said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix and to South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
Jordan against Stoudemire from 13, and the Clippers miss again.
You love the closeout on that possession.
Excellent defense, active, and he made it a very tough shot for him.
Kicks it out to Richardson. To the wing on the left. And stolen by Jordan. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Clippers leading by 3. Paul against Dragic. The drive by Paul to the paint. He's looking for Griffin and finds him.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High-energy point guard, a lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy. Coveted by many.
He really is. And Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the three, or just taking it to the rack himself.
Griffin dishes to Jordan.
Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
The Heat trail by 5. Good. That's 7 points for Chris Paul.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Dragic kicks to Winslow. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Winslow's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Kicks it to Pierce. Fires the 3. Offense, the... Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Johnson is out there with Dang. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Richardson in the one spot. And it's Wade penetrating. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Paul passes to Crawford. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Here's Jordan. It's Richardson on the wing, defended by Paul. Puts up a three. And again, Miami with the triple. For three. With LeBron gone, the Heat had to overhaul some things they do on offense, no doubt about it. Still, Clark, they kept some of the principles there that had been part of the LeBron years.
Yeah, exactly. And one of those principles, a big one, was the idea of spacing in their half-court sets. They still were able to open up for a lot of easy threes.
And now the Clippers on the break. Griffin leading the charge. Jordan can't get it to go. Johnson, a wide open look. The Heat rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
And it's Paul penetrating. Here's Griffin. No good. And it's Miami the other way.
Yeah, and even without LeBron or Ray Allen, as you said, the Heat were very good at setting up threes. The percentage of their made threes that were assisted on was over 90%. That's top 3 in the league for that stat.
Richardson against Paul. And it's blocked by Dang.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that. You know, even with players coming and going, this spacing they have is a system the Heat have found to be very successful for them. I mean, parts might come and go, but the idea is the same. Space the floor and get quality shots from the perimeter.
Picked by Griffin. The drive by Paul. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Richardson dishes to Wade. Joe Johnson on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. The drive by Wade. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas. His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no line in those totals.
And the Heat call time here.
Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And a new group in for the Heat. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Luol Deng. Winslow's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Dragic in for Richardson. How would you compare Chris Paul and Steph Curry?
Well, Steph Curry is just an off-the-chart shooter. I think the best in the history of the game in overall shot making and creativity as far as shooting goes. Paul is more of an orchestrator, a maestro supreme.
That's his second personal foul.
Austin Rivers traded to the Clippers last year. A change of scenery did him well, and he was comfortable coming off the bench.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, he seemed to get steady playing time, and that's what he needed most. And also, he wasn't defined by a position. They were able to find a niche role for him to play in.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Whiteside's checked in for Stoudemire. Bang comes in for Josh McRoberts. And it's Johnson in for Winslow.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. And, you know, the role for Rivers last season was that of a bench scorer. I mean, not sure if he'll ever be a starter, but he can be a part of a winning basketball team with his skill set.
Wilcox kicks to Green. It's tipped. The Heat trailed by 5. Here's Wade. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And with the trade last season, Rivers became the first son ever to play for his father. His dad, of course, being Doc Rivers.
Here's Whiteside. And Aldridge sends it back. The drive by Green. Here's Rivers. There's the 3. And Jeff Green, the bucket on the assist by Rivers. Now it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense. Another shot from outside. They're not attacking. I mean, going in and seeking contact like they did in the first one, I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, you can't play the score clock. You have to play your game. They need to mix it up a little bit here. And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Another shot. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws. You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
It's Dragic with the drive. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. The Clippers on top, leading by 5. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
You know, Paul is playing really well. He's got 13 points and 6 assists.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. And it's Pierce in at the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
And, you know, J.J. Redick has shown steady improvement in his game. He entered the league as a spot shooter off the bench. Last season, averaged over 30 minutes a game for the Clippers. He's come a long way.
Here's Paul. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. And now a 9-point Los Angeles lead.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
And Miami making a change here. Amari Stoudemire. He's checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Lou Aldana. Winslow's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic. Winslow, the pass to McRoberts. Good ball movement here by Miami. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 6. That one coming from Richardson. Inside. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Paul. 8 points for Blake Griffin.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
Here's Jordan. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And the Clippers lead by 10.
A delicious dime from Chris Paul there.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Wade drives in. Winslow wide open. He fires. Again, the miss by the Heat. The feed now to Pierce. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And now a 12-point Clipper lead for Griffin and his ability to create contact close. He's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkie embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
Feeds to Richardson. Fires for 3. And that one's good. Richardson's got 7 points in the game.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
McRoberts dishes to Richardson. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Paul's shot is off. The Heat trail by 11. Back to Richardson. Now the pass to Stoudemire. There's the triple. A nice shot by Winslow. Winslow's got 6.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
Redick for 3. And he gets the bucket. Redick's got 7 now in this quarter.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Clippers leading by 11. It's deflected. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. Cannot hit. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Pushing it up. Stolen by Winslow. Stoudemire kicks to Wade. He dishes it to Richardson. Good D by Jordan.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
The drive by Paul. Pass to Jordan. The rebound by McRoberts.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Dishes it to Wade. Winslow with it. Now Pierce defending. Paul with the ball. 15 points in the game. Redick passes to Paul. Pierce wide open. He fires. And the shot no good. A bit short. Well, through 3/4 of... Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. On the floor for Miami. Dragic is out there with Richardson. Then there's Johnson. Then it's Dang. And it's Whiteside in at the 5. Home in the paint. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Johnson. Johnson's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Heat. Paul kicks to Redick. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Miami's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Heat moving the ball around. Here's Richardson. And it's blocked by Jordan. For 3, Pierce. Rebound by the Heat.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Deflects the pass. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. Wade, he's checked in for Miami. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Johnson from outside. Miami no good on that time either. Los Angeles leading by 11. Pierce, the open look. Offensive rebound. Money from the wing.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen zero drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
The open shot, Johnson. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 5 assists in the game. Paul dishes to Jordan. It's Pierce on the wing. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Paul again, Dragic. 4 on the shot clock. Pierce inside the three-point line. Again, Los Angeles. The Heat trail by 11. Dragic, the pass to Whiteside. That is good.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
And the basket by Johnson.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? Johnson with the block. And now here comes Dang leading the break. And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Paul Pierce. And Miami also making a switch. Winslow's checked in for Joe Johnson. Here's Paul. Puts it up from 12. And the jumper is good. Redick's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
Back to Dragic. Wade outside.